Hello! We're happy to report that spring has officially arrived, so hopefully more sunny skies and warm days are in our future. Thank you for turning in to Monday Morning Madness, where we share news of the upcoming activities and events. Throughout the week, you can also find most of these announcements and details on Channel 900 and on the Life and Times. I'm Angie Herklotz.
And I'm Jack Herklotz.
And these are the current announcements.
Today, March 24th, is National Philly Steak Day. So come to the Bistro for a foot-long Philly steak hoagie between 11 and 1 p.m. for just $7.
2 book clubs meet on the 4th Tuesday of each month in the Christ Mediator Chapel on the 2nd floor of the Abundant Life Center. Details are in the Life and Times.
A Vietnam Veteran Recognition event will take place this Friday, March 28th, from 10 until noon at the VA Health Care Center in Butler. Details are on the slides on Channel 900.
Enjoy singer Joe Colancini this Friday, March 28th at 1:30 in Shoal Conference Center.
The History Hobo series is taking a break, but will resume on Thursday, April 10th.
The board members of the Passavant Community Auxiliary graciously remind you to send in your gift to the 2025 Spring Capital Appeal before March 31st.
A Lenten food drive is underway through April 14th to benefit the Butler County Food Bank. Just put your non-perishable items in the collection boxes located in the lobbies at Wittenberg, Luther Court, and the Abundant Life Center.
It's tax season, and free rides will be available for residents to the Cranberry Public Library for their free, volunteer-led tax service. Details are on Channel 900 and in the Life and Times.
Congratulations are in order for our Lutheran Senior Passavant community, which has received both a gold and a silver Cranberry Eagle Reader's Choice Award. Yay!
Archaeologist Eric will be talking about the Moon Mammoth Site, located in Erie County on Tuesday, April 1st at 1:30 in Shoal.
Dale Krasinski will be playing country music on the guitar in Shoal on Wednesday, April 2nd at 1:30.
Kenneth J. Surfass, Gunnery Sergeant USMC retired, will be presenting Myths and Misunderstandings as Ulysses S. Grant. The presentation will take place in Shoal at 1:30 on Friday, April 4th.
The Tamburitans will be performing on Sunday, April 6th at 3 p.m. at Lincoln High School in Elwood City. Sign up now for the Fitness Center for bus transportation. Information is on Channel 900.
A new Great Religion series featuring the Quakers begins Monday, April 7th in the Music Room from 1 to 2:30.
Speaker Jim Holler will talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates on Monday, April 7th at 1:30 in Shoal.
Plan to play Super Bingo on Tuesday, April 8th at 1:30 in Shoal. This is a high school senior project for Seneca Valley student Meg Santapal.
Join your friends for one or more of the upcoming Aspire wellness trips. On April 8th, you can try your luck at the Rivers Casino. And on April 25th, visit the Pittsburgh Stained Glass Studios. Remember to sign up for these trips today in the Fitness Center.
The next Ladies' Night Out takes place on Wednesday, April 9th, featuring dinner and entertainment by the Passavant Woman Singers. Remember to register on Monday, March 31st or Tuesday, April 1st on the sign-up sheet located at the greeter's desk in the Abundant Life Center.
Singer and guitar player Dwayne Davis performs Friday, April 11th in Shoal at 1:30.
The Abundant Life Men's Fellowship will meet on April 11th at 2:30 p.m. in the game room.
Pat Septak will play his accordion on Friday, April 11th at 6 p.m. in Shoal and will feature the golden age of radio.
The French Club meets the second and fourth Wednesday of each month from 11 a.m. till noon in the Music Room. Session 2 begins on April 9th, so sign up soon in the Fitness Center.
A Catholic communion service is held on Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. in Seaman Memorial Chapel.
Seaman Memorial Church invites you to choose from 3 Sunday services. At New Haven Court, it's at 9:15 a.m. In Seaman Chapel, and also broadcast live on Channel 900, it's at 10:30 a.m. And at Wittenberg Place, it's at 10:45 a.m. Also, if the weather is too cold for you to attend in person, you can request a bulletin for the 10:30 live broadcast by calling either 724-452-3594 or 724-452-3602.
Volunteers are needed to transport nursing residents to Sunday worship in Seaman Chapel. Please call their church office if you can help.
The Passavant Community Gathering will meet again in Seaman Chapel at 2 p.m. on Sunday, April 13th. Come and worship and hear the good news of Jesus with Pastor Jim Demchuk. Be sure to put your porch light on by 1:30 if you need a ride on the Passavant bus.
Just a reminder that the Bible study and hymn sing with Pastor Frida and Jim Pfister is now held on Mondays at 1:30 in Seaman Chapel.
You can nourish your spirit with Pastor Frida on Channel 900 on Thursdays at 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m.
The Gently You shop is open on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. It's located just on the hallway from the creamery and resells clothing, jewelry, and home goods.
Just a reminder that the gift shop is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and it carries many of your needs and gifts.
The Passavant Peace Hexagon project has been rescheduled to April and May. Please complete a reservation form in the Life and Times.
Thank you for watching this edition of Monday Morning Madness. If you missed any of the information, you can find it on Channel 900 slides or in the Life and Times. Please continue to watch Channel 900 throughout the week for daily updates and cancellations.
Have a great week. God bless you. I just threw that in.
Good afternoon. So my name is Corey Limer, and this is my friend David Nwabwaku. And we met each other a couple years ago. He was a graduate student at La Roche University, taking MIS, right? And so I was a guest lecturer there, and I met him, and he was. Is it better? Thank you, appreciate it. He was one of the better students in the class, and he since graduated summa cum laude. So he's now we're working together to help give presentations like this, and if you enjoy it, then we'll be happy to come back. And so a little bit about my background, and I have been in the technology industry since the turn of the century. So, right. So 1999, when there was a year 2000, and we were fixing all these bugs to make sure the computer didn't crash. And I got my master's in computer information systems, and I have a business undergraduate, and I've been working in technology and business ever since. And so I'm going to let David introduce himself.
Good day, everyone. Just like Corey said, my name is David. I'm originally from Nigeria. I moved to the United States August of 2022. I moved to the United States August of 2022 for my graduate program in information systems. Graduated last year, May. In information systems, I kind of deal with web technologies and cloud-related technologies, and of course, things around cybersecurity. Corey and I have been kind of holding meetings like this, kind of teaching people how to stay safe online, as it were. So I'm glad to be here this afternoon to share this time with you. Thank you.
Thanks. So David and I are going to split up the presentation, and we'll go ahead and get started. So being online has a lot of benefits, right? So you get to connect with your family, especially the younger generation who grew up with a phone in their hands, right? So being able to watch videos and send messages, etc. Sometimes that it's a technology that we didn't grow up with, right? So we're used to having a phone on the wall and picking it up when the phone rang. So, but it's never too late to learn something new about technology, whether you're just getting started or been online for a while. So today's goal is just to give a couple quick tips on how to stay safe online. And hopefully this is an interactive session. So if you have any questions or want to chat about some stuff, we'll be happy to talk further. So we did the introductions, Corey and David, and then going to talk about some common online scams. There's some common ones that pop up and come in different flavors, but there's also new ones coming up that you'll see in your inbox, or you'll get a phone call all the time. So cybersecurity, what is it, and what can we do to help keep us safe? I think there's some technical aspects of cybersecurity, but there's some common sense approaches that I hope that we can employ today, or we can take and employ after today or later today to be able to keep us safe. And really, that's just stop, think, act. We'll get a little deeper into that as we get there. And then some common online threats like phishing scams and password attacks. And then I have some real life examples that I can share with you as well. So this is just the verbiage or the wording of what we talked about just a couple minutes ago. And so these are some common online scams. So I don't know if you've heard any of these, but the grandparent scam, the romance scam, the accidental deposit scam, tech support scam. There might be a virus on your computer. Maybe there's not. Maybe we want to put a virus on your computer. And then UPS or delivery text scams. There's many more, and I'm sure that we can all have a discussion of all the things we've seen, but these are some of them. So the grandparent scam, this is one that's been targeted at some close friends, and actually got the person to be able to rush out to Best Buy to buy some gift cards to try to help a grandparent in need. And this is related to a scam that targets older adults by impersonating a grandchild or relative in distress. Oftentimes these come as a text message or an email, so you can't hear the voice or the distress in their through a phone call. The scammer often claims to be in legal trouble or an emergency and asks for money urgently, usually through untraceable methods like gift cards or wire transfers. So, when trying to get someone out of trouble, one of the main tips is just contact another family member or trying to call that person themselves through the method you know. So there's usually have the phone numbers in your phone, or your kids can contact the grandkids or the other kids or any other relative. They make sure that this information is legitimate, right? So often, and we'll go through this, is the message invokes a sense of urgency, but that urgency is to make us not think and react. but we are smarter than that, right? We have lifetime worth of experience that we use our good instincts to be able to slow down and think through and the kind of tried and true, is this too good to be true? Or does this make sense, right? Romance scam. My mother-in-law was targeted by one of these from a person reaching out. She lost her husband a few years ago, but someone researched her a little bit, realized that she was not married, and reached out to her and started trying to make a connection, and that turned out to be an attempt for a romance scam. And this just creating what they do is they create fake profiles, build emotional connections, usually through online, never really in person, and then ask for financial help, or then an emergency comes up, or a situation where they need some kind of help. Accidental deposit scams, a lot of times that this will be mistakenly want to send you money via payments like apps, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal. Those are very easily, you can transfer money very easily through there, and it's very convenient to pay help, legitimate help through that. But also scammers use that as a method to try to get payment with a scam. And oftentimes they try to indicate that there was a stolen or a fake account. And then when they want to make sure that so you don't lose real money, to give your account number, and then they'll deposit it back. Or, anything to get your financial information. Then tech support scams, you'll get a call or alert or an email saying that you have a virus. And so click here to be able to protect your computer, or run this program. All that action is an action to get you hooked to whatever that is, whether it be a malware, a virus, or your financial information. And then UPS or delivery tech scams. So we order things on Amazon or delivery and so it's a very common practice. So you order something and you'll get a text saying that your package may be lost, or that, especially around the holidays when you're ordering so many Christmas presents. But that is just a way to be able to get your information. So really always make sure that you're communicating through the normal channels, through like the numbers that you know, whether it be the legitimate app or the website that you type in yourself, versus clicking a link that looks a little bit suspicious and induces urgency. So there's going to cybersecurity, and really what to do, some steps to help protect. And really, cybersecurity sounds like a technical word, but it just really means protecting yourself and your information, your devices, and the information that's on your devices. Think about the protection, awareness, and knowledge is really a three kind of components to that link to protect yourself. And then it's really like a house where you lock your doors, but in this case, you're just making sure that you're securing your phone and your computer to keep the cyber criminals out. So the internet is very handy, but it also can, these scammers really do, why we see so many is it really does work. They are able to get money from people like us quite often. And really, this is from 2023, from the Elder Fraud Report. And so there's not a more recent one. I tried to find if it's been updated since then, but in 2023, people over 60 lost $3.4 billion just in 2023. So just because they're over 60 doesn't mean you lose money, because 50 to 59 lost $1.68 billion. So that's a lot of money. So that's why you see all these scams, right? That's a lot. I mean, people are getting money from it. So what do we do to protect ourselves? And that's what we talked about in the beginning. David, are you up? Is this?
I can. You can go there.
Okay. We're splitting. I want to make sure that I don't go over slides. So really, what are we doing to protect ourselves, right? So stop, think, and act. I mean, you can get a lot of fancy software and a lot of confusing stuff to be able to protect your phone. But if you just slow down, a lot of times you can think and make good decisions. So really, the most legitimate requests are not urgent. A bank, if something happened in your bank, they're not gonna email you an email saying you must do something now. They may send you a message, but it's not necessarily urgent. Most legitimate issues that need to be taken care of don't need to happen within, urgency time frame, whether that be 90 minutes, whether it be within the end of the day, within 2 days. So just to stop and think, this is a wise old person or wise young person thinking, and this is the person taking action after they made some good decisions. And then this is immediate action versus pausing for safety, just thinking through what we need to do when receiving unexpected message or request online. So oftentimes if I get a message saying that my order is not arriving, I know that I did order something. But if I didn't order something, I get a message, then it doesn't make quite, it doesn't, 2 and 2 don't make 4. Like, it doesn't make sense that, so I want to make sure that I'm expecting a message. And then take a breath before clicking links. Oftentimes you'll see a link. Computer programmers can disguise malicious links in a nice text link. But it says this is a friendly link, but behind it might be bad code that will take you to a different location and try to take your information, take your money, something like that. So make sure that if you're ever in doubt, go to the browser or go to the screen and go to that location, go to the shopping site, go to your bank through the means versus clicking on the link in the email. Type in the address or go to the app you have installed on your phone to be able to get there. And again, I want to stress that most scam type situations have this act now or some kind of urgency to make us not think logically. All right, David, you want to help me out and finish up?
Okay.
Any questions so far while we take a break?
Is there any way to block those from coming?
David, you want to take it? I'm sorry. Is there any way to block these messages from coming? You want to take it? It's right here, the clicker.
I think one simple way would be to, when you have spotted a scam, let's say say just like Corey explained, saying your package could not be delivered because your address was incomplete or something. There is no way to block it, but what you can do is to mark it as spam or to mark it as to report it. Phones have those options where they just ask you, do you know this number? You can just mark it as a malicious sender or something. And somehow they have a way of preventing such from coming to you. But if you leave it unattended, somehow you will keep getting some of those things. I don't know if I answered that question.
David, there is one thing that you can mention is normal emails have spam filters, right? So they catch about 60 to 80%. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just kind of looking at it as a that just came to a phone. But for an email, yes, there are some of these inbuilt technologies that when they kind of scan through messages and they can classify the ones that are spam, they move it to your spam folder. Sometimes when I open my spam folders, I see a lot of emails. Oh, you just won $250,000. Click on this link to begin your process and all of that. So yeah, emails like Gmail, Outlook, and all the other ones have technologies to, at least at a very surface level, classify them as spam. But I'm talking about when you get a text on your phone, say UPS, sometimes they go as far as using UPS logos or any of the delivery services that is associated with that number. Yes, because every day there are people who are working really hard to collect information. Okay.
And if they've lot numbers of it.
Absolutely. Yes. There's just an option. When we move to interactive sections, we can do some of these practicals. You can just bring your phones and say, oh, where can I do some of these things? All right, let me just continue from where Corey stopped. Was this message expected? Does this request make sense? Why would it? So as an international student here in the US, one day I got a call from India. And the person said that they are recruiters, that they are recruiting for job. The thing is, because I've submitted my resume on some job platforms. So some of these scammers also go to those job sites, and some of those platforms, they ask you, do you want your resume to be visible to recruiters? If you say yes, it means anybody can pose as a recruiter. They can see where you live, where you've worked, your email address and your phone number. So they called me and they said that we were having this conversation and it was going pretty well until they said, can we have your social security? My bank have not even asked me for my social security on phone and all of that. So I was just able to spot that and know that they were just people trying to collect my information. So you ask yourself, am I expecting this? Does this request even make sense? And of course, I told them no, that I cannot do that. Trust your instincts. Very important. Trust your instincts. You get a text and your mind tells you this looks like a scam test. You can confirm with someone you trust. Say, oh, please, I got this message. Can you just look at it? Because if you just move past that and click on the link, somehow, somewhere at the back end, just like Corey said, is gathering some of those information. And these things can be very complex, but they can come to us in very simple ways, like just a simple link. Trust your instincts. Take time to verify genuine emergencies and Corey has said most of these things. I would just pick, if someone claims to be a relative or a grandchild in trouble, hang up and call them. I was visiting a neighbor at the hospital and my wife and I were just there talking with her, and then she got this call and the person claimed to be her granddaughter. In fact, called her granddaughter's name. But she said, no, this is not my granddaughter's voice. She just cut the call and called her granddaughter and said, did you call me? She said, no, I didn't call you. She said, oh, okay. I just got a call from someone claiming to be you. So sometimes if you're not sure, the voice doesn't sound familiar, don't say, oh, maybe this is network. No, cut the call. Cut it and find the person's phone number and call them. It's good to always confirm. And of course, we talked about reporting suspicious activity to authorities. Yes. Empower. By following these steps, we can all feel more confident when navigating online or using our devices. some common online threats. I'm kind of rushing so that we can get to the practical and do some hands-on. Understanding specific threats, helping recognizing and avoiding them. There's something we call phishing scams. They can just look very legitimate. I'm going to invite Corey back to look at another email that she got. It was a personal experience, and he can go through that with us. Like I said, they can include correct logo. You can just get an email with PNC Bank logo. I mean, to fetch a PNC Bank logo is just one of the easiest things to do online. You just type PNC logo, the logo comes out, you copy it and paste it on a Word document, and it looks genuine. All right. The formatting, they can just check what formatting is PNC looking using this day. Formatting means what is the font style that they use for their letterheads and all of that. People do serious work and they can look genuine. Password security is crucial. Some of us here, I don't know how we do with password security. My conversing with people, I've noticed that people use the same password for almost everything that they do online. So your PNC bank account is the same password with where your health information is the same password with your Papa John's pizza account. It's the same password. What it actually means is that someone, if they have access to a weak infrastructure, let's say, for instance, I have a web application, I'm a business person, I sell pizza. You signed up on my platform to be buying pizza, but I am not doing due diligence to keep you safe, to keep your information safe. If someone gets your information from my pizza platform and sees that your name is Jane Adam, and this is your email and this is your password, they may not get so much money from you by just looking at what you have going on that pizza platform. They want to check, does this Jane Adam have account with Bank of America? If yes, is this person using the same credentials for their bank? Right. So it's actually, it's healthy to use different password. And I know somebody will be like, how am I going to remember all the passwords for all of the things? So we'll talk about that later. And some people use their password, their birthdays as their password. Because you don't want to forget it, just say, August 3rd, something. Let me just explain to you. Your granddaughter or your daughter can just wish you happy birthday. You know, my generation will just put it on social media. Happy birthday, mom. Someone who is stalking and following them knows that, their mom's birthday is March 18th. And their mom's name is this. They are just using some of this information to kind of hit some databases to see if you use your birthday as your password. So some use, some use password 123 as their password. And it's also not safe to do that. I said some people use this password 123. That's the most common password. In fact, there's a statistics that said about 50% of Americans use this. Because password is just something you don't want to forget. And I can understand that it is hard. So people just look for, what is it that I cannot forget? And they use it. So this is not safe. Your birthday is not safe. It's actually a password security thing. So if you're here and your password to your bank or something is just, or maybe your birthday, you need to change it after this meeting. Protect against phishing. We've talked about most of this. I'm going to skip it. And yes, this rule is very important. It's a crucial rule for online safety. Never to click email links, even if they appear to come from trusted sources. Real life example, and I probably will end with that. My wife is a registered nurse. She works for a particular facility. Her paycheck is broken into 2 different accounts. A percentage goes to one and another percent goes to another one. one day she saw a mail trail that was happening, just a very long mail trail, because they have now copied her. What actually happened was that someone posed to be her, writing to her employers to change the percentage that goes to a particular account and all of that. Very serious thing. She kind of flagged it, called them. They said, oh, we thought we've been communicating with you all this while. And we were able to kind of prevent that. Why we got that alert was that she has a two-factor authentication also set. It was the final stage of what they were doing. So she needed to confirm it with the code sent to her. So when she saw the code coming, she said, I never authorized anything to be done to this. So she reached out to those people and they were able to flag that. So sometimes you just want to stop and call somebody and say, I'm getting these text messages, am I safe? All right, create strong passwords. We've talked about it. And yes, these things like this are just very important. When you are creating a password, try to use special characters, even if it is your name. For instance, if I want to use David as my password, I can use 6 as D. I can look for something that is similar to an A. I can use maybe @ as a special character. V, instead of just putting V, I could just find something that is closer to V, maybe a special character. I could just use 1, and D, I can just repeat 6 and then put some special character. So every time I want to log in, I know it's my name, David, but there are special characters that I just use. So this practice is actually safe to create passwords that you can remember, and use different passwords for different accounts. All right, Corey, you want to come up for this real life example?
Sure.
And after that, we can just move to further Q&A.
So I just wanted to go back to this right here. Whoops. This one right here. That's hard. What David said, I was like, I don't know if I could remember that. But I'm a fan of Jeopardy. There's the Jeopardy show airs at 7 p.m. ! Because I want to make sure I catch it. So then I changed that to T for the, J for Jeopardy, S for show, airs is the @, 7 is the 7 p.m. and then ! So that helps me remember this convoluted, complex phrase. That's not really my password because I wouldn't be showing it up here, but it's a trick that can be used to be able to remember something complex. So I got this email February 28th, not too long ago. So, and this is, so I've worked in the healthcare industry for a long time. And so I've worked on this system, actually work on this system. And and so this is something that I know pretty well. And so then I get this paid consultation for $7 an hour, urgent. And this is like my 7th one of these. And I've heard some of them can be legitimate. People need help. And so then I see this, and then, okay, I know this. Oh, yeah, now, and then this is a lot of money. That sounds a little bit too good to be true. And then there's a calendar and there's a link, but this person is from the GL group and seems a little bit generic, right? But then what I did is, have you ever heard of like ChatGPT? So I just copied and pasted and put in ChatGPT and I said, does this sound like a scam? And so this is what it said. Oops. And so it is pretty high. And then this is not, it's missing. It's the disconnect. That person is not from Upwork. They are from this GLP group, and they were advertising Upwork, which is a place where you can get consulting arrangements. And then it has a generic email, and then there's urgency. So then it said, protect yourself, stay away. Don't click on any links in this email. So that was an example. I tried to bring another one for it was a lost property claim, and it was for $212, and I needed to claim that money. It said, reach out to them. It was a letter, like in the mailbox, and it came, and that too was a scam. So they're all over the place. And so just from what we learned, I know we have questions, but like to recap, is that you'll get these. I'm sure you've seen them, and you'll sure to get more. We get them because they can extract money from all of us. Doesn't mean no matter how old we are or how young, all of us are affected by getting these. So it's part of life, and so we just need to use our kind of methodology to kind of stop and think and act before we act urgently.